Hey book friends, welcome back to another video. So I have a really fun video to share with you today. It is my TBR video, but I'm doing something a little bit fun, which I'm sure you saw if you clicked on the thumbnail, is that I decided to ask my sister, my little sister, she's only 3 years younger than me, but I asked her if she would pick out my TBR. So it's kind of a sister controls my TBR sort of video. And so she gave me this bag of books. I requested 6 books and I gave her a couple parameters. Basically, I said no classics, no nonfiction, nothing that takes a lot of brain power because I'm just not in that season of life. I really just want some entertain me sort of books. And so I asked her to give me 6 of those types of books and to write a little sticky note in the inside to tell me why she picked the books. So I'm so excited to get into this bag with you all. We shall see together what she picked out for my October TBR. So hi, my name is Angie. Welcome to the channel if you're new here, or welcome back if you have been coming for a while. So like I said, I put my little sister in charge of my TBR, and if that sounds at all fun to you and you are as excited as I am to see what she put in the bag, then please consider giving the video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel if you want to. So before we hop into the books, I want to thank my sister for helping me out with this. She is one of my biggest supporters of this channel. She loves to read, I think, more than I do, you guys. She is an avid reader. She always has been. I am really jealous of her library and all of her books, but she's fantastic, and I'm always mentioning her in my haul videos because she just has such a love for books that she gets all the fancy books and then she gives me her leftovers, which I'm always thankful for. So enough of that. I want to see what you got me. So the first book, I just saw it. The first book is Morning Star. So this is Pierce Brown. This is the 3rd book in the Red Rising trilogy. Let's see what she says in here. Oh, she said, a little push to finish the trilogy. We buddy read Red Rising together. And then she continued to finish the series just because she reads faster than me. So I'm really excited to finish this up and see what she has to say about it, because I finished Golden Sun like a month and a half ago or something like that, and I really enjoyed it, and it left on such a cliffhanger, which if you have read these books, you know the cliffhanger that the book 2 leaves it on. And so I'm really excited to get to book 3 and finish it out, even though I think there are a couple more. Regardless, Red Rising is a science fiction book about this man named Darrow, who is part of the Red class on Mars. And so in this world there is a hierarchy of colors, the reds being the lowest on the hierarchy, like practically slaves, and then the golds being the highest, pretty much in control of everything. And so early on in Red Rising, there are things that happen that really get him fired up to seek vengeance and get back at the golds for some of the things that they did to his family. And he starts that process within that first book, and I loved it. Granted, Red Rising and Golden Sun, and I am sure this book, are quite brutal. So I do want to give you that warning in case you really don't like that in books, but the violence can be a bit graphic. That is definitely where the brutalness comes out, but for me, I can read that part and it can be a little shocking, but I usually can keep going because I'm so invested in the plot. And the end of the second book just really makes me feel like I have no idea what is going to happen in this 3rd book. Like, I just don't know who's going to still be standing, what's going to happen to Darrow. Oh my gosh, I'm invested. So I'm really happy she put this on here, actually. That was good because I was wanting to read it anyway, and I wasn't sure if I would be able to fit it on with all the other books she picked, so now it's on my TBR. So that's a fun first book on my TBR. All right, let's see. I've heard of this book. I've heard of it, but I don't know much about it. So this is called Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. I feel like when I've heard about it, I have heard it in the context of like YA thriller or YA mystery, and maybe a bit like historical, so maybe historical thriller. So it says, he murdered women in cold blood, he terrorized an entire city, he taunted those of us who hunted him, but despite all these horrors, in the end I could not deny it. I was the girl who loved the Ripper. Oh, interesting. Okay. No, I'm really down for this. I feel like I remember it being described as she is a girl who is from like an elite family. And it's obviously historical because it's Jack the Ripper. And I think he was late 1800s, early 1900s, 1888. Oh, not bad. So she was part of the elite, and then I feel like her father is somehow involved. Maybe he's an investigator or something, and so she gets sort of drawn into what is happening with the killings. I think she becomes interested. But I think this is also a first book in a series, so I like that. Oh, I forgot to tell you what she said. Historical fall spooky vibes. Awesome. Exactly what I was saying. So historical. And I did not make a fall TBR this year. I don't know. I feel like I've just been so busy with homeschool this year, but this sounds perfect for October. I'm super jazzed. Let me see what else is in here. Okay. She put this back on my list. So this was our buddy read for last month, or this month. I'm filming still in September. And I just dropped the ball. I read almost everything else I had on my TBR because I played Becca's Bookopoly game last month, and I read everything else except for Jade City by Fonda Lee. So what did she say? She said, read our buddy read. Thanks, Megan. So Jade City. Jade City is an urban fantasy story. It's kind of got, I feel like, mafia vibes to it, or at least that's what I understand when people describe it. Is it has to do with this country that's magic system is wrapped up in jade. Like, who has the jade? Who can harness the powers in jade? Because I think there's like jade warriors. Oh, green bone warriors, which is actually the Green Bone Saga, book 1. So that makes sense. Now I forgot that. But they're able to use jade to enhance their abilities. And then it says that there's like a new generation that's vying for control of jade. And I believe it's kind of like 2 families that are involved in this, so it's kind of a family saga sort of situation as well. I have heard it is more of that like crime syndicate sort of plotline, which I really haven't read too many of those books in general. Definitely haven't read too many fantasy books, but it's a really popular trilogy, and I'm really excited to pick it up. So I will pick it up. I just didn't this month. So that's the third one on my October TBR. Let's see what else. She gave me a romance to read. That's awesome. I don't read that many romance books. This is The Love Hypothesis by Allie Hazelwood, but I have seen this cover because it's such a beautiful cover. I love the color, and I love that it's about science. So she said a romance set in academic research. Okay, guys, so this is fun. I mean, if you don't know this about me, I actually have my PhD in microbiology, so I know all about academic research labs and science labs and all of that. So this sounds kind of fun. I feel like it might be a bit nostalgic for me and just drawing me back into some memories of graduate school, because I think it is graduate school. Yes, she's a third-year PhD student. Oh. And I believe she falls for her professor, but it's not her advisor, I believe. I haven't seen too much about it, but I have heard good things. And this is perfect, actually, now that I'm looking at some of these others. Like this and this. Both of these books are probably a little bit more intense, and this one seems like a more fun, fluffy romance read. So, romance. That's awesome. So that'll be fun. That surprised me. I wasn't expecting a romance book, but I love that. I love that. So, okay. So this one, this is A Secret History by Donna Tartt. So this is a book. I don't know a ton about it, but I know it's a fairly old book. Like, people say it's kind of a modern day classic, I believe. Let me see when it was published in 1992. Meg said it's a classic dark academia, perfect for fall. And I feel like there's been so many books that have been like dark academia, or people are just kind of loving dark academia books. And I have definitely wanted to jump on that train just because, like I said, I have a background in academics. I love just the feeling of the universities and things like that, and just the idea of it being kind of dark and scary things happening. Although I'm not sure about this one. If I remember right, this has more to do with like rich kids, so an elite school in New England, and a classics professor, and then I feel like something happens. I believe there is like a murder, like There's a close-knit group of students, and I believe it has to do with the professor. It reminds me of that movie. Oh my gosh, what is that? The Dead Poets Society, that movie. It's reminding me a bit about that, but I have no idea if that's true or not. So this will be really good. It is a beast of a book. I didn't realize it was this big when I've seen like pictures of the front. It's like 550 pages. That's a pretty decent sized book. I'm really excited. This is another perfect fall read. Did she say that? I don't even think she said that. No. Oh yeah, perfect for fall. Yes, I agree. There you go. I didn't pick a fall TBR, but my sister is helping me pick out some of those spookier vibes. So that's 5 of them, and I just picked up the last one. I shouldn't be surprised. Because guess who got me into Robin Hobb? Any guesses? Any guesses? That would be yes, my sister. My little sister got me into Robin Hobb. She said, you need to read Assassin's Apprentice. And I was like, okay. And then I'm hooked, right? I've just pretty much had one of these books on all of my TBRs since I started reading sometime this spring. So anyway, this one is the next one, and she has in here, she said, I love that you love Hobb, and I want you to continue. So, thanks, Migs. So this is A Ship of Destiny. This is the 3rd book in the Live Ship Trader series. I'm currently reading Mad Ship. I'm over halfway, and I have 6 more days left in September, so I plan on finishing that so that I can get to this book. Oh my gosh, these are always so big. And I think I say this in every single video. Sorry about that. They're like 900 pages. It's a big book, but it goes fast. Well, it doesn't go fast. There are books that you fly through, and this isn't necessarily one of them, but it does go faster than, say, the Fitz series. But I love Fitz, and honestly, I kind of want to get through the Live Ship Trader books so that I can get back to Fitz. He just holds a special spot in my heart. But I am excited to keep on with this story, which has to do with the town of Beantown and these live ships being made of wizard wood, which comes alive, like the figurehead or the masthead comes alive once captains from 3 generations of the same family have died on the decks. It awakens the ship and it becomes a live ship. There are so many questions I have about these books. There's so many things going on that I find very interesting. And especially right where I am in the middle of the 2nd book, I'm just enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the characters. There's some great characters. Althea, Bastion, even Kenneth, who's like this crazy pirate. I've never liked a bad guy so much. He's kind of like the bad guy, but he's not really. He's just not a very good character. But I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it's a very interesting series. And so I am clearly about halfway exactly through the series. But this is the 3rd one, which is now officially on my October TBR. So this is so much fun. Let me show you again what my sister chose for me. So, Ship of Destiny, Morning Star, The Secret History, The Love Hypothesis, Jade City, and Stalking Jack the Ripper. So yeah, here is my stack. It's going to be awesome. I'm really excited. It seems a bit large. Again, 6 books might have been a little much for me, especially some really big ones, but we'll see what October has. Like I said in my past video when I was talking about, what was I talking about? Oh, my wrap-up video. I find that I read more in the fall. I just do. We're home more. It's just a time for reading for me. So I'm just really glad on the spur of the moment I decided to call my sister and have her build me a TBR. I just feel like it shakes it up a bit, which actually reminds me of something I wanted to ask you guys for. So I do have my kind of TBR spinner game, which I've been really enjoying. I don't do it every month. It's a very casual TBR game, but yet I feel like I could add a few extra elements to it. I feel like it would be fun to maybe have some sort of prompt jar or something like that. So this is what I have to ask you guys, is if you have any ideas for that, because I really enjoy watching TBR games. I am a TBR kind of reader. I do like having TBRs. I can sometimes mood read, but I don't really like it. I feel like it actually causes me a little anxiety to be completely without a list of books to read. I like having a TBR, so having a TBR game is just really fun for me. Of course, I'm a very casual TBR game player. I don't put too much pressure on myself, but I feel like I could make it a little bit more fun, shake things up a bit. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. I will link a couple of the videos for my TBR spinner game that I have been playing this year. I feel like I've done it a handful of times, maybe 4 times or something like that. So if you want a reminder of kind of how I do it, go check that out. But otherwise, give me some ideas. Give me ideas. I'm feeling kind of creative and I want to play with that game a bit. So let me know what you think. But otherwise, like I said, I've got my October TBR. But otherwise, guys, that is what I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again to my sister, and I will see you guys in the next book video. All right, take care. Bye.